Once upon a time, Christmas Eve morning, it was Grand Market morning, and Brother Anancy stood by his gateway watching all the people go down to the market. The baskets on their heads and the hampers and donkeys were laden with fruits and vegetables and grown provisions. Anancy called out, "Happy Grand Market, everybody!" "Thank you, Brother Nancy," the people replied. Anancy said to himself, "What a cross is upon me. It look like say everybody pick off everything off of the trees carried to Grand Market." Anancy groaned at his cart laden with oranges and breadfruit. He went by and said, "I miss a me massa. Them no left a thing for me scuffle." Anancy waited till everybody passed by on their way to the market. Then he went to the field in search of scufflings. "What a set of people hard, sir," Anancy grieved. "Them clean out everything out of the field them. Not even chunks of scuffling for me." Anancy suddenly exclaimed, "What a thing so red!" And he broke a stalk of the long red plant. He held it up to his nose. It no smell bad, but it pretty for look fun. Anancy picked a few more pieces of the red plant and stuck it in his trouser waist, mumbling to himself, "Well, since you're the only thing me can scuffle, I am scuffling you, red sinting. I don't know what you're good for yet. I don't know if you can eat, but I might have to eat you," Anancy laughed. He danced and sang on his way to Grand Market. Then he got there, Anancy looked around and saw the beautiful stalls of fruit and all kinds of cooked food and food cooking. Anancy said to himself, "I will work up my brains and finally raise something." He danced and sang all the way to Grand Market. When he got there, he looked around at all the beautiful stalls full of fruits, cooked food, and food cooking. Anancy said to himself, "I will have to work up my brains in a fine way to raise something." He stopped in the middle of a stall with plenty to eat apples. He pointed to the plant in his trousers waist and said to the stallkeeper, "Hi, missus, swap me some of your red sinting for some of me red sinting." The woman looked and asked him, "Wait, what your red sinting's name?" And Nancy said, "Swap me first and me will tell you." The lady replied, "Tell me first and me will swap you." And Nancy said, "Swap me first and me will tell you." A man in the pumpkin stall next to the woman's eat stall shouted, "Missus, if you want the red things, just grab it away from the little man now." And Nancy laughed and shouted back, "Grab it if you're bad." The man grabbed after Anancy. Anancy said, "Slip," and ran. The man chased Anancy through the market. Several people joined in the chase, shouting, "Thief, thief, thief, catch a thief!" Anancy slipped away from them, darting in and out the stalls until he reached a hominy stall. The hominy lady had a big pot of boiling water on the fire. She was just about to put the hominy corn in the pot when Anancy flung a bundle of the red plant in the water. The hominy lady screamed, "How are that you throwing in my pot?" The crowd rushed up to the pot. One man explained, "It red like blood. It favor wine." Anancy looked into the pot and laughed. It do only look like wine," he said. "It is wine." Anancy mumbled to himself, "Poor me boy, I hope it's not poison." The man who started the chase rushed forward and grabbed a spoon and tasted the liquid. He made up his face and said, "It don't taste good." Anancy said it don't finish brew yet. It wants some sugar, a little piece of ginger, some cinnamon, then you stir like so, and then you stir like so. And Anancy took a little of all the spices from the hominy lady's stall and put into the pot. Anancy tasted the brew and laughed. It tastes nice. It tastes like real wine. The homely lady said it smelled nice. Anancy looked fondly in the pot and whispered in wonderment, "Oh, you look so real, so real, so real." Somebody shouted in the crowd, "It named so real?" The crowd took up in the chorus, "Tuppence, what a so real, tuppence so real." Anancy brewed and sold so real all day. It was the most popular drink in the Grand Market. By the end of the day, in true Jamaican fashion, so real become sorrel. From that day to today, sorrel is a famous Christmas drink. Is Anancy make it? Jack Mandora, me no choose none.